You are 17 in Japanese-occupied Korea, the year 1941, when their polished promises arrive. Your village of Andong trembles under their colonial grip. Japanese troops stalk the streets like predators. Your Korean name has been stripped away, replaced with Yamamoto Junko. Speaking your own language earns you bloodied knuckles from the teacher's stick. Your family starves. Your father toils 16 hours in a factory for a handful of coins. Your mother's fingers bleed from endless sewing. Your brother, only 14, coughs as though his lungs are crumbling from the inside. Winter crushes the village. Rice is rationed, and the rent collector circles like carrion. Then 2 officials arrive, with an interpreter whose eyes never meet yours. They describe factory work in Manchuria, flashing photographs of girls in neat uniforms, clean meals, good wages, service to the empire. They promise money, skills, and honor. The pay equals 3 months of your father's labor. Your brother needs medicine. Your mother counts the advance with trembling fingers, more money than your family has ever seen. Girls from nearby villages have already gone. The interpreter presses further. The chance won't last. You want to say no. Every instinct warns you of danger hidden behind polished words. Yet your brother coughs in the next room. Your father's hands shake from fatigue. Your mother's tears carve permanent lines on her cheeks. "I'll go," you whisper, the words tasting like betrayal. 3 days later, you climb into a freight train with 11 other girls, holding a cloth bundle of your entire life, a family photo, your grandmother's silver hairpin, a notebook filled with Korean poems. You don't know you are packing for hell. The journey becomes a slow unraveling of illusions. Guards with rifles stand where polite officials once promised care. The food is only a single rice ball each day. The toilet, a bucket for 12 girls. By the 3rd day, Myung from the village north developed a fever. By the 7th, she dies in your arms. Guards drag her away like trash, leaving her body on the tracks. "Clean up the mess," they say, as if she were refusing, not someone with a family waiting for letters that will never come. The train halts in Burma, thousands of miles from the promised Manchuria. Trucks carry you through the jungle to a compound circled by barbed wire. Guard towers stand in each corner. Searchlights sweep the ground. Commander Sato addresses you in the cold tone of a man listing supplies. You are here to satisfy the sexual needs of the Imperial Japanese Army. You will serve soldiers by the schedules provided. No refusal, no resistance. Escape means death, by jungle or by bullet. You are assigned number 7. A new name, Tanaka Miko. A cell barely large enough for a mat and basin. A wooden plaque above the door erases your identity. You are no longer a person, just a number. That night, the first soldier came. Barely 20, with soft features that might have once been kind. His eyes are vacant. His hands are rough. He speaks words you don't understand while destroying everything you thought your body was. You try to drift to memories of your mother's garden, your father with his newspaper, but pain pulls you back every time. When it ends, you lie still, realizing the girl from Andong has just died. By the first week's end, 47 soldiers have used you. You count to hold on to something. Time blurs into rotations of men, tasteless meals, medical checks that feel like more violations. You turn 18 in 1942, but birthdays have no meaning here. You learn to split the mind from the body. While soldiers use your flesh, your mind sits in a quiet room with your grandmother, embroidering flowers that never fade. Su Jin becomes your lifeline. She shows you which guards take bribes, which men grow violent when drunk, how to fake illness just enough to gain rest. "Make them see you as slightly more human," she whispers, "but not so human you threaten them." Other girls cope differently. Kung stops speaking. Jungi mutters prayers in no language at all. Your perfect absence, floating beyond seams, surviving what should not be survivable. By 1944, pain anchors itself in your joints. Your teeth loosen from lack of nutrition. Infections fester without medicine. New girls arrive and you teach them survival. Don't fight unless victory is certain. Keep your true name hidden in your mind. Save your strength for living, not wasted defiance. Some listen. Others break. For those who die, you whisper their real names to the jungle, promising their memory will not vanish. In August 1945, Japan surrendered, but no doors open. Officers burn papers behind the barracks. Rumors spread of women executed to erase evidence. Commander Sato speaks of relocation. Su Jin overhears guards. They plan to kill everyone. During the blackest hour before dawn, you cut through barbed wire with a stolen knife and flee. Su Jin leads with a hand-drawn map toward a river 2 miles away. The jungle swallows you instantly. Within 50 yards, the compound disappears. For 4 days, you move through tangled green, eating leaves, drinking from streams. On the 3rd day, Su Jin collapses with fever. On the 4th, she dies. You bury her with bare hands and whisper her name to the spirits. For the first time since capture, you are utterly alone. You stumble into a Burmese village, starved and sick. They give rice and broth, but keep their distance. You embody truths they cannot bear. Eventually, Allied forces funnel you into repatriation camps. Endless paperwork, officials who prefer comfortable lies. Mrs. Kim, an older Korean, advises you. Tell them you were a factory worker. The truth makes them uneasy. Uneasy officials refuse approval. You follow her advice. A merchant vessel takes you to Busan. 12 days at sea. You watch the horizon, trying to prepare for a homecoming that feels like mourning your own life. 9 months later, you stand at your family's door. Your mother answers, aged decades, her hair fully gray, her face worn with deep worry. "Sunja," she whispers, your Korean name spoken aloud for the first time in years. Your family has built a life without you. Your father now has steady work under American supervisors. Your brother studies in Seoul on a scholarship. Their new life leaves no room for the broken stranger returned to them. That night, you hear whispers about your hollow eyes and sudden flinches. Within a week, you leave. You tell them you will find work in Seoul. In 1946, the city reinvented itself, perfect for disappearing. You work in factories, rent corners of boarding houses, and vanish into the noise. You move 7 times, change jobs a dozen. You hone survival skills learned in captivity, reading danger, becoming invisible. The Korean War erupts like a fever relapse. Chinese, North Korean, and American soldiers, each a threat. You sense troop movements and vanish until they pass. At 30, you look 50. Malnutrition leaves your teeth loose, hair thin. Infections ravage your body, leaving your womb destroyed. A doctor calls it war damage, as if your body were a ruined building. Sometimes it feels like loss, the life you might have lived. Sometimes like mercy. You master sewing. You read endlessly. You fill notebooks with poems. At 50, you realize you've lived longer in silence than in freedom. You begin to ask if silence honors your past or imprisons it. The 1980s brought democracy. Students march. Journalists probe hidden truths. The silence protecting you now smothers you. In 1990, you read about Professor Yoon Chung-ok's work on comfort women. The clinical term names your suffering. She calls for survivors' voices. It takes 17 drafts, but you send your letter. 3 weeks later, researchers answer with compassion. In your small apartment, you tell fragments of your story. They listen, they understand, they value your words as evidence, not shame. August 14th, 1991. You stand outside the Japanese embassy with 12 other survivors. Many hide their faces. You do not. After 50 years, you want to be seen. Kim Hak-sun speaks first. When she finishes, you step forward. My name is Kim Sunja, you say, reclaiming it publicly for the first time since 1941. I was 17 when they took me. I want the world to know. Your voice trembles, then strengthens. You describe the system for what it was, state-organized sexual slavery, a weapon of war that shattered hundreds of thousands of lives. We were children with dreams and families. You tried to erase us from history. The response explodes. Women's groups send letters of support. Strangers write of admiration. But hate arrives too. Anonymous calls, letters urging silence. On January 8, 1992, you joined the first Wednesday demonstration outside the embassy. The weekly protest grows, gaining global attention. You travel to universities, the UN, parliaments. Japan offers partial apologies, but avoids responsibility. They propose charity funds instead of reparations. You and others refuse. We don't want charity, we want acknowledgement of crimes. At 90, you look back on decades of speaking out. Legal goals remain unfinished. Japan has not fully accepted responsibility. But cultural transformation is undeniable. Museums, memorials, and textbooks carry the story. The Comfort Women system is studied worldwide. Survivors across nations find courage in your example. In your final years, you tell relatives, everyone faces the choice of silence or truth. I chose silence for 50 years. It protected me, but it was a prison. Truth was terrifying, but it was freedom. What matters most is choosing for yourself, not letting fear choose for you.